Ikechi baby was really good. Like what's really going on? What's really going on up here? Because I don't know what is happening, right? I don't know what is happening. I don't understand the confusion. I don't get it. They are showing you clips of how you behaved, and this is clearly what you see. This has to be what you see. Because the way that you don't understand why, like, get some real glasses, baby, and you won't walk through life like this. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 14, The After Party. All right? This was a really, really good after party. I cannot wait to talk about it with you guys. But before we do that, if you're brand new to the channel, if you've been here before, if you've been here since the beginning, 14 episodes ago and you still have not chosen your YouTube home, I implore you to come on over and be a part of the family, okay? We have good fun over here. One of my ushers will come over. They will give you the handbook, okay? They'll show you the secret handshake. They'll give you the secret drink that we do. If you do not drink, we have a specialty tea. We got it all covered over here, all right? But seriously, though, I appreciate all of y'all that have been subscribing. Y'all are subbing. The subs are subbing this year. I appreciate it. If you still have not committed to the channel, I hope this is the video that changes your mind, all right? So let's go ahead and talk about the after party. So tonight's after party is going to feature Carla, Ikechi, and Michelle. All right. I feel like I would have appreciated Carla not being there, and I would have loved to have Alan there, but that's fine. So Michelle starts it off by saying she feels it's empowering to talk about things that she was always suspicious of. Michelle? Shell? Okay. So we find out the signature cocktail is a painkiller. I felt like we could have did something better, Keisha. I know you don't pick the drinks, but we could have did something a little better with this one. So let's get started, y'all, with the clips. So we start off with Carla. So they showed the clip of Carla and Juan being with the tarot reader, and we want to get into how Carla felt in that moment. Carla said that Juan's brother does tarot readings, and shout out to Roxy Says, y'all check out her recap. Roxy brought up in her recap for this week that Juan's brother does tarot, and Juan talked about that at the reception. So after they got married, between the wedding and the reception, when they're sitting down talking, they do have a conversation about that. I didn't remember, so kudos to Roxy for remembering that. So I'm with Carla. I guess I don't understand where the confusion is or the resistance is. Carla then goes on to say that his family is very much aligned with his beliefs. So what's T, Juan? What's tea? So Carla said, look, we're in this constant push and pull where I might give a little and then he pulls back. But then when he gives a little, I'm pulling back. So they're going through this tango where we're going back and forth, and they are just not aligned with each other. So she feels that the relationship should flow in its own natural state. Not only do I agree with that, but I applaud Carla for kind of knowing that Carla's not forcing it with Juan, and I think that is the most important part about all of this, right? I didn't ask Ikechi, but Ikechi is like, look, Juan doesn't want to F this up, and he said that Juan has felt in the past that sex has clouded his judgment, and he just kind of wants to move a little more cautiously. That's perfectly fine. I understand that. But if Juan thinks that the only way to show intimacy is through sex, then that's a bigger issue that we kind of need to delve into. And I kind of get the feeling that that is where Juan is coming from, right? But Ikechi, shut up. No one cares what you think. So Carla then said, look, we don't touch, we don't hold hands, we don't do any of that stuff. And during their meeting with Dr. Pia, Juan told Dr. Pia that he does not have romantic feelings towards her. And so, she understands that she has been friend zoned, and she's a naturally affectionate person, but she doesn't even feel comfortable being affectionate with him. Now, kudos to Carla for understanding, one, that you were friend zoned, and two, for not forcing it. What I love about Carla and Juan is the fact that they are able to stay respectful to one another. They're cordial to one another. They're not rude to each other. They're not stepping outside of their marriage. Like they're not forcing anything with the other. So I truly, truly appreciate that about the both of them. We then get to Ikechi. So he's playing the clip back from Dr. Pia, and when they were meeting up, and he said that what he sees in this clip is his inability to express how he feels. So he wanted to say that he does not want to continue with the marriage. Now I'm gonna say time out right there. That is not hard for you to say, Ikechi. She asked you. She literally asked you. It wasn't hard for you to say, no, I don't want to continue with the marriage. So I guess I don't understand why you want to make it seem as if this is some crazy phenomenon that nobody quite understands what's going on. You were well within your rights. You had every opportunity to, like the adult you are, open them lips and say, no, I do not want to keep going with the marriage. That was very simple. You could have did that. You chose not to. So then Keisha said, so why did y'all go play video games? This nigga said, I was tired, okay? I was tired and I was delirious. And because I was tired and I was delirious, I was like, let's just go. Let's just go play video games together. That does not make sense. He then goes on to say, well, we had a good time. We were free. It was relaxed. It was chill. I'm with Keisha. You can't see how that's sending mixed signals and being confusing. Ikechi is like, no, it was just an olive branch of peace. What? So Ikechi, for whatever reason, looking back at this scene, because this is how he's watching it, looking back at that scene, he sees somebody that is just saying, hey, this is going to be the end of the marriage, so let's end it by going and playing video games. Is that what you see through them fake glasses? Okay, sure. So Michelle is like, if I could. So Michelle is all of us. Maybe we're missing some specifics. Can you explain where y'all went wrong to where we are at this point? I said, Michelle, girl, round of applause, because yes, you're asking the questions that need to be asked, right? So Ikechi was like, okay, so imagine David humping on you or making you feel sexually uncomfortable and you're not into him. Now, like I've said before, if that is how Ikechi feels, I 1,000% am with him on that, right? But I guess for me, I wonder how explicit he told her that. Because to me, Emman doesn't give that she has a lack of emotional intelligence, right? She can't read a room, but I don't think she has a lack of emotional intelligence to the point where she would not be able to understand that. So he then said that she was very overly sexual on the honeymoon. And that's what he means about not being comfortable. That's what he means about her being aggressive. And I'm like, okay, you never explained it that way though. So bet. So Michelle said, yeah, but when me and David want to see the end, we go our separate ways. We don't then go together and hang out. We would never do that. Ikechi now understands how she could be confused, okay? So he went from this, now he can see clearly now, okay? He cleaned it off, right? So Ikechi then says that it was just an innocent moment though. And I'm like, it wasn't an innocent moment, Ikechi, because this is after you said that you wanted to keep trying with the marriage. That's what's not making sense. So so then he was like, how many times can you say something to a person before they finally understand it? And Michelle was like, actions speak louder than words, and they do. Ikechi, you said I'm okay with continuing with the marriage, right? That's what you said. You said you were willing to push down to pick something else up. You did not say I don't want to continue with the marriage. So in what part of that did you know what I mean? And yeah, I get it. Ikechi has all but said, Emma, I don't want to be with you. I understand what he's saying in that part, but in this specific scene, you said you were still willing to try, then you invite her out and y'all go hang out without the cameras. What is she supposed to think other than he wants to keep trying? So then Keisha and Carla and Michelle are all like, she's romanticizing their relationship. She wasn't ready to be done with it. And they're trying to explain to him from an alternative point of view. And his response is, well, that ain't on me. All right. All right. So Michelle said that it was very obvious that David's text was not about food. We all know that. And she thinks that Denise tipped David off. And that's why he ended up saying he finally wanted to talk about it. So Michelle said, look, no woman wants to be lied to and cheated on. And I want everybody to hear this part, right? So many of y'all are still saying, why does Michelle care? She didn't like him. She didn't like him. Nobody wants to be lied to their face, y'all. And I guess, I get it. We don't like Michelle. Michelle has done all of this. Michelle has treated him a certain way. I understand some of y'all are new within the past couple episodes, so y'all haven't heard me say that. We acknowledge that Michelle she has not treated him the best. But that still does not mean that she deserves to be lied to her face because she's not lying to David. Right? So that's the thing. So Carla said, look, I'm gonna let you finish, but let's be real. Watching y'all is rough as a couple is a hard watch. So Carla is like, I understand that he looked elsewhere. So Michelle is like, okay, are you looking elsewhere after being rejected by Juan? And Carla was like, well, no. So Michelle is like, yes. But I do like that Carla was like, but I don't know how I would react if I was being treated by Juan the way that you have treated David. Okay? So we're getting, Carla is really okay? Give it up for Carla. Carla! Give it up for her, because Carla's really saying the things that need to be said. So we switch back over to Ikechi. We watched a clip. Okay, Lord have mercy. We watched a clip of him giving Emman the divorce papers. And we're like, so what did you see, Ikechi? And Ikechi is like, what I saw is I went up there to the couples retreat to signify that I was done. That's what I saw. But after she blew up, I left. I said, let's clean our glasses. Let's clean our glasses. That can't be what you saw. But Ikechi is like, yes, that's what I saw, right? That's what I saw. So this is what Ikechi is saying. So we're cleaning the glasses. We're explaining to him. And yeah, now we're back, okay? So we're at a point where now I can see clearer now the rain has gone. Come on, Ikechi. And here's the thing. I know that you are not this simple. I know that you're not this ignorant, right? It's for me, it's you wanting to stand in your pride. You have so much pride that you are just refusing to acknowledge, to admit, to be real about the fact that you were the one that was being the asshole. So Carla was like, look, it was silly as fuck for you to show up. And I wish somebody would have been like, Emman didn't blow up. If she did blow up, it was edited out. But for Ikechi to say that she blew up and that's why he left, what are you watching? What did you see? Because none of us saw that from her. Not one of us saw that. So when Carla was like, it was stupid for you to show up, she was like, you came to embarrass her in a group setting, but it backfired on you. Ikechi couldn't say anything because we all have clocked. That's why you came. Because you could have left them papers sitting on the you could have left them papers sitting on the island at your apartment. You could have just brought the papers to decision day. There was no need for you to do that. That you were trying to be petty and it backfired on you, right? So Michelle was just sitting there because she ain't got nothing to say because and it's Michelle, you ain't got nothing to say, but okay. So Ikechi then said that he came not to be silly, but to conclude something. And Keisha is like, well, your demeanor made it worse. And that's when Michelle was like, yeah, you weren't even at the dinner table. You were like to the side. And Ikechi was like, well, I have a shellfish allergy, so that's why I wasn't at the table. And he said he didn't want to make it a big deal. But you did come up to the table because you came up to the table to tap her. So, and I have cousins that have shellfish allergies and that are allergic to fish. So I do understand how this works. But you said, be damned of my allergies, be damned of that when you walked up to tap her. You got all deep and close to the table then. So what difference does it make? Instead of you acknowledging, yeah, I effed up, I shouldn't have done this. Like like he is so insistent on standing in his stupidity. It's baffling, right? So Keisha asks him, what would you have done? Is there like, if this was a do-over, what would you do over? And he said that if he could give her the divorce papers in a different way, he would have sent someone else to do it. He wouldn't have done it himself. If you want a divorce, you want a divorce. I'm not going to hold you to that, right? That's not a big deal. But your do-over would be to send a random person with one sheet of paper. The fact that you still think it's okay to want to embarrass her is crazy. It's crazy. But I guess. So then we get Michelle. And Keisha is asking everybody, like, why did Madison get up from the table during, the conversation, the last scene? Why was she so upset? Michelle was like, it sent off an alarm to me because Michelle feels like Madison was hiding behind, or she was hiding, or siding, excuse me. Madison was siding with David. She feels that Madison has never taken her back. Then Michelle is like, everybody at the table had David's back. Do you know why, Michelle? Come close. Come close. Do you know why? Because everybody is watching, everybody has seen how you have treated David, right? Everybody has seen how you've treated David. Here's the thing, Michelle, like, do I think David was wrong? 1,000%. Does that detract from the fact that you have treated that man like pure D, grade A, dookie? I haven't said the word dookie in so long, but does that, deter from the fact that you've done that? No, it doesn't. So I don't know why Michelle would think that everybody would like jump to her defense. So Keisha is like, do you think that Madison was upset because you were talking about, and Michelle was like, her man? Yes. I said, ooh, it's spicy. So then Carla was like, well, let me tell y'all this. I believe the text could have been for Madison, because the night that we went out and I met up with Madison when we were all out, Madison was like, let's ditch the guys and go dancing. So Carla and Madison went out and they went to go dance, right? So Madison and Carla are out and they're dancing and they out there and they're jigging, doing the butt, everything. All of a sudden David pops up. I said, why is David here? So next thing you know, she's like, we're all dancing together, and then I'm dancing by myself. I said, not by yourself. So now Carla's like, well, I don't know where they went. They were gone for 5 songs. 5 songs. You figured they were probably in the oont bar. You know them ounces be ouncing, okay? So that means that they were gone for probably 25 to 30 minutes. All of a sudden, they rise out of the crowd like a phoenix together, talking about some Madison lost her phone. Did she? Is that when David realized that he texted Madison? Is that when David realized he texted Michelle and not Madison? Is that why they had to go check her phone? So David can be like, check your text messages real quick. Oh, shit, I didn't send it to you. So Carla is like, look, I didn't tell anybody. It's not my place to tell because I didn't actually see anything. And because I didn't see anything, like, to me, it wouldn't be right to go and, bump the gums. One, I appreciate that about Carla because don't be messy. But 2, Madison. This was a very good after party. Let me know how you guys felt about it. Did y'all watch it? Let me know all your thoughts. Let's talk about it down below. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.